I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
This is Kyle. Kyle doesn't like junk food. Kyle doesn't do drugs. Kyle likes to work out. Do some good shit.
I haven't seen the sun in a fucking week and a half. Look at it! Look! It just came out! Look at that!
I love it!
And we are back. We made it through Christmas, and we're back with After Hours. We are live here on the RxMuscle YouTube channel. I'm joined by the semi-whack pack, Greg Valentino, John Romano, Larry Pollock. Merry Christmas to all of you. Greg actually joined us Christmas Eve, so we were talking about, John, we were talking about all the different meals that we used to eat over Christmas, you know, as a
my favorate topic.
We were laughing our asses.
We were trying to figure out what's the name of the sheep brains, you know, when they make the
Capucel. I think
is that
it's
it?
Right, isn't it?
What is it?
Capucel.
I don't know. I gotta ask my mom. They usually serve they take the head and they cut it in half and they boil it, eat it out of the skulls.
I think that they actually deep fried the stuff. It looked like almost like a deep fried piece of chicken, but it was mushy inside. It was terrible.
Yeah, my mom used to do it in the broiler. I mean, I remember that was one of my favorite meals when I was a kid. You get that half a head in your plate.
Really? You actually ate that brain, huh?
I was, look, I was really young.
Usually young kids don't like that stuff at all.
All the weird shit I loved, scungili and octopus and clams and all the stuff kids don't like, I loved.
Did I not say After Hours? Did I say something different when we intro the show?
You said After Hours.
Oh, I just say that.
No, I can't eat that shit. I won't eat it. I'm a very bleached. I told you already. Yeah. I'm a bleached guinea. I don't like garlic. I don't even like onions. I don't like anything.
What's up, Armand?
Hey, Armand.
Hey, guys. How are y'all?
It was Mr. G's birthday on Christmas, too. He's 66 years old. So we don't forget to wish him a happy birthday.
Wow. Is he going to make lard today with protein in it?
We realized that when Mr. G told us his birthday's on Christmas, we said maybe he is Jesus, because if Jesus had to, come back as someone, he's not going to come back as like Brad Pitt. He's going to come back as as the surfing, the 66-year-old surfer.
I love George, but if he's Jesus, we're fucked.
I love all this. His like, I'm going to show you how to make butter. I'm going to show you how to make fat. I'm going to show you how to make whipped cream.
Oh, look at Ricky. Ricky. The Treeinator. Ricky, turn your phone sideways.
How come you're not on a bicycle?
Now, Ricky has a crazy announcement he told me he has to make today.
It's got to do with either a fight.
Don't make the announcement yet, though, Ricky. I don't know what it is. Don't make it yet, because let's see if we might have a few more people, popping in.
Yeah, because there's not enough already.
If he makes the announcement and then Mr. G pops in, which I probably didn't send him the link.
Mr. G will pop in and just start screaming. So it's like, what?
Then I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to do. I wrote clink instead of click the link. I wrote clink.
Well, that's a contraction. That's good.
I made my own word up. Clink. So, Ricky, what have you been up to?
Working. My buddy just won governor, so I was helping promote him. He won the first time in 60 years that they didn't have to have a runoff. He smoked it.
Good.
So that's a good thing about for me with the nonprofit and the stuff with the veterans.
Hold on. So you're friends with the governor of Louisiana?
Yep, he won by 52.
Uh-oh, we lost him. And you're really friends with him, or do you just know him?
No, he actually flew to D.C. when I did the last bike ride to come talk to me and support me. And
We can't hear you, Ricky.
It's muted.
It's those cellular connections.
Yeah, you're gonna have to figure this out, Ricky.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll kick you out. Come back into the thing. Hold on.
He needs to go to IHOP and get on the Wi-Fi. IHOP has good Wi-Fi. Don't ask me how I know that.
So does McDonald's.
Oh, Mr. G is in place.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Mr. G.
My eyes are not closed. The camera.
Hold on. You went from having the best connection 2 days ago to having the worst connection today.
I do.
Lower the microphone.
Oh, switch. You can't now. Why, camera guy?
I don't think you're on the
I
right
can't
microphone.
switch the camera. What?
It sounds awful.
Yeah.
We're gonna switch cameras.
Or just whisper.
That's Mr. G's son, by the way.
No, what do you mean? No, it's the camera guy. Remember Home Improvement where they had the guy, the guy half his face with the fence?
Oh, you can do that.
Ricky, we can't see you. Taking you out.
That was Louie. Happy birthday, Georgie.
Thank you. I'm 70. I'm 70 years old.
You are not.
Yes, I am.
That's the new thing now is people push it. They add 5 years so that
I don't like the number. I don't like 66.
I know. I was going to say Jimmy would say that's a satanic number, but
I actually tell people I'm like a year older this way here. Like I say, I'm already 64.
That's all bullshit.
So when I get there, I feel like fuck. I've already been.
I do the same exact thing. Well, technically, Greg, you're in the 64th year
of my life, right?
Right. So it's not technically inaccurate.
So I'd say I'm 64 this way here. When I get to 64, I feel like, oh shit, I've already been.
Yeah, I'm there already.
It's the opposite when people lie and say they're younger, right? Most people lie, they drop a year or two off. I actually always add that year this way here. When I get there, I feel like fuck, I've been there.
It's like bodybuilders telling how much they weigh. They always add 20 pounds.
Or hey, John, are you in a massage chair?
No.
Oh, I see blue lights or something coming from.
That's my watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the funny thing is that time is moving so fast that sometimes I forget how old I am because I can't believe I already turned the next year already. Because you know how when you're young, it to get from like 7 to 8 years old, it felt like it took 10 years to get there.
Right.
Now it's like you blink your eye and you're a year older, and then someone's asking you what your age is, and you're almost like you got to think about it for a second, you know.
Just the other day, yesterday, I think or the day before, we were talking about the Suez Canal getting blocked with that big ship. Remember?
Yeah.
That was 3 years ago.
Oh wow!
I thought it was like 6 months ago. You know,
but do you know what I do sometimes by accident? Like when you have to fill out the date, I'll sometimes write like 1979 or something like that. I'm like,
that's a big mistake, Greg.
Right.
I can see 2022, but that 79 is a big mistake.
I do forget the year too. I forget the year all the time.
I can understand if I wrote 2000 or something, but I'm writing fucking 1972. I'm like, what the hell, you know?
Ricky, how you doing over there? You figured it out?
Y'all got me back, Dave?
Yeah, I think we can hear you.
Man, I'm sorry. Nobody's called me all morning. I get on the show, 3 people call me back to back.
That's the way it works. All right. Well, let's, so just in case we lose you, what's this big announcement you got going on?
All right. So May 25th, Memorial Day weekend, I'm going to attempt to swim in the Intercoastal Waterway here in Houma, Louisiana, 22 miles. 22
miles in one shot?
Yep. Well, come on, Dave. You know I ain't gonna take the easy way.
What's the hard way that you're doing?
The 22 nonstop. The easy way would be
the hard way would be doing it with a lead weight around his waist.
Or pulling a steamboat like Jack LaLanne did.
Pulling an aircraft carrier.
Are you swimming with a wetsuit, Rick? Are you swimming with a suit?
No, that's suiting.
I'm gonna play it by ear because the water is fresh water, but it's muddy, like it's black, muddy.
You got to swim with a wetsuit. Let me tell you about a wetsuit, because a wetsuit, they don't allow you in the Ironman competition to use a wetsuit because it's 100% buoyancy. So you have so you have way better float. So I would get a wetsuit and swim in that. And then
George, when you start sweating? What if you sweat in that wet? What if you start sweating? Because
Not
that's
going to
20,
sweat. Look, listen,
22
sweating
miles.
or drowning, which is the choice? Sweating or drowning?
Right.
I mean,
not
Yeah,
gonna
but
drown.
you really can't really feel this. If you wetsuit lets water in, that's why it's a wetsuit.
Oh.
So your body, it lets a thin film of water in. Your body heat
Okay.
heats the water up, and the rubber keeps it insulated. So that's how that works. But there's dry suits that are.
oh no, you don't want dry suit.
That.
You know how tight that is? Your eyeballs are popping out to here.
Right.
Forget that.
They use that for
Then you
deep
can't
dives.
pee. If you pee in a dry suit, it stays in there.
You pee in a wetsuit.
Yeah,
Ricky,
look, when
are any
how
sharks?
Yeah, I was going to say sharks, but how
Are
long?
there sharks over there in that dirty water?
Nah, but there is 13-foot alligators.
Oh,
Holy shit, that's worse than a shark. I got news for you. Those things will go for you.
Nah. My buddy J. Paul from Swamp People, he's gonna be riding on a support boat with his
yeah,
wife.
you need an escort.
Oh, I got a water patrol in front.
Yeah, you have to have an
Water patrol in
escort.
back,
Yeah, because
and a 23-foot pontoon boat next to me. I got an ex-SEAL from Florida coming, and 2 people that did that 24-hour bike ride with me back in August.
Yeah.
Rode 24 hours nonstop. 2 of them gonna swim some of it with me.
Hold on, Ricky. What did you wind up doing? How far did you go on that 24-hour bike ride?
260 miles. The problem is we couldn't get an escort through Orleans Parish because the new sheriff there was never a cop, and she refused to give us an escort. All the other parishes, we got parishes, were great. So I had to throw the bike in back the truck, stop my miles, get to the location. We put the bike on the indoor trainer and went 13 more hours. So I could have broke 350 if we wouldn't have stopped at the police stations, and I wouldn't have got pulled off in Orleans Parish.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Ricky, you're a little bit of a nut job, but that's why we love you.
The swim is only the first part. I'm going to continue training until Memorial Day weekend 2026. I'm going to attempt to break a world record. I'm going to try to swim 22 across Lake Pontchartrain, jump on the bike 222 till around Pensacola, then I'm going to run 22.
Georgie will do that with you.
Yeah,
I
George
would
do that with you.
So when you have the swim, let me go back to the swim. The thing about the swim is not the animals, the sharks, the alligators. It's because you're laying down so low, boats can't see you.
He's got an escort though around him,
I got
George.
police escorts.
He's got boats.
No, I know that. That's why you need an escort.
Yeah.
He's got it.
No, you need an escort in case you start drowning and you got.
Oh no, more for boats because the freaking boats will just run you. They can't see you.
Tugboats. They got tugboats in there with 12 barges that suck 10, 12 feet of water. My police escort's going to make them stop. My sheriff is a 20-year battle-hardened Marine. When it comes to me doing stuff for the veterans, he is not. He's going to stop everything.
Well,
the longest swim I ever did.
someone said Trump will be at the finish line. Is that true?
What's that?
Is Trump going to be at the finish line? Someone just posted.
Yes.
Trump might be at the finish line for the one I do the big one in 2 years. My governor, Jeff, and Trump are good friends. So during this swim, I'm going to have a flag swim trunks that say Trump 2024 in the back. And Jeff's going to send that picture to Trump, let him know I'm pushing him on this swim.
Ricky is not from Reconstruction and Bodybuilding.
So Rick, let me tell you what happened when I went for the 3 mile I did a 3 mile swim, 100-mile bike, and a 30-mile run for charity for the Coalition of Child Abuse and Neglect. When I started to swim, I had my brother and his friend escort me. And as I was going out this little area in the Hamptons, there's this swan that attacked me as I was going out. I'm not kidding you. Those swans are nasty.
Did Bobby catch it?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's not going to be like Guinness Book or nothing because it's not the right percentages for a triathlon.
I got to ask you a question, Ricky. How long does it take to swim 22 miles?
I don't know. I've never swam more than 2. But I'm going to find out.
How do you train for that? How do you train for that? Ricky, let me just tell you something. When I was in like the best shape of my life and I was running 10 miles a day, I was swimming too. And I was swimming and I think it was taking me 45 minutes to swim a half a mile. I don't know if that sounds right or not. George, does that sound right?
Yeah. Well, were you swimming in a pool?
Yeah, in a pool.
Oh my God. Forget it. Swimming in the pool and swimming in the ocean are two different animals.
But I'm just saying, it took me 45 minutes to do a half mile, which I have to say it would probably be an hour and a half to do.
Even more because first of all, you got currents. There's no side to hold on to.
I know. What I'm saying is, if I was swimming it, let's say he's in the same shape I was in, okay, because I wasn't like a world-class swimmer. If it's an hour and a half per mile, he's going to be in the pool in the ocean for like 24 hours.
This is the intercoastal waterway. It's a shipping channel.
I understand that, but unless you have current going with you, it's going to take you a long time.
I got 2 different locations to get in the water. Whatever way the current's running, that's the way we going.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you can't go against this. It would be impossible to go when the tide's coming in.
So will it be easier for him, I guess, if he's got a current going with
him?
If
it's salt water too. Salt water, salt water with the wetsuit. You're 100% buoyant. You could just lay and float. We used to teach the kids in their surf camps ocean safety. That relax if you fall, if you're bored and it goes in. You could just lay with the wetsuit and just float.
I got to tell you though, George, even with the people with the guns on the boat next to him, you're still in the water for a very long time, and there's a lot of creatures in that water.
Well, he has a lot more creatures. I mean, he's got. The caiman. There's some caiman there too.
I mean, you're not the least
alligators
bit worried?
and crocs.
You're not the least bit worried, Ricky?
But the alligators, I got a couple of them in my ice chest at my house, little babies. I play with them.
I'm not worried about the babies. I'm worried about the big ones that they
He's
can.
got a rifle on a boat next to him. The alligator's not doing anything.
John, what if the thing comes up from underneath and they don't see the alligator?
Like that, I think they
don't do that.
No,
they grab you from behind.
Water. But anyway, I got J. Paul from Swamp People. He jumped on a 10-foot alligator already. He's got my back.
He's going to ride it like a cowboy.
I hope we don't hear the story. Did you hear what happened? I already know the text I'm going to get, John, because I get these texts all the time. You're friends with that guy, Ricky False, right? I said, yeah, what about him? You didn't hear? No, what happened? He got eaten by an alligator. No way. When? I didn't even know he did the swim. He was swimming 22 miles. Got eaten. I said, what happened to the Swamp Thing guy? They're like, he got eaten too.
I think instead you might get a message saying, that Ricky was swimming and he met up with an alligator, and then he found out he's got a nice alligator belt, some alligator shoes now, an alligator hat. So much for the alligator.
Oh, my God. So
Ricky will fuck up the alligator. If that was me swimming, I'd fucking shit in water like this. Forget about it.
Look,
I'd drop a fucking truck down there.
Are you doing anything to raise money? What are you raising money for, Rick?
Dave, honestly, man, the last couple of times I tried to raise money, I got discouraged, man. A lot of people, they tell them thank you for your service, but when it's time to come out, they don't even donate $5. So, like, this is for awareness, man. I give up on the fundraising. I'll let other people handle that. Everything I do is for awareness. And, I might do like a little link or something when people want to send some donations.
All right, let me throw some marketing ideas behind you. John, maybe you can chime in on this too. Because if Ricky's going to swim 22 miles, which is pretty extreme, John, right? He might as well try to break some kind of record. Isn't there a record you could break or something like that?
Hey, that old woman swam from Cuba to Florida. I don't want no part of that.
How long was that? How far was that?
95 miles.
Oh, yeah.
Got hit with a jellyfish and kept going. A box jellyfish. That's what made me go from 12 miles to 22 after watching her. She did that at 63 years old.
She got hit with a box jellyfish?
Yeah, she went next to the boat. They hit her with a EpiPen. The old broad kept swimming.
Get the fuck out of
She didn't
here.
even get out of the water?
It's on Netflix. Nadia, something like that.
The irukandji, that fucking thing, that thing's like the size of your thumbnail, but that doesn't kill you.
She had purple marks all over her face from the venom. She kept
swimming. Holy shit.
You wouldn't have given up either. You know that.
If she can do that just for her own personal record, god dang it, I can swim 22 miles for the veterans. And look, everybody's like, man, you're not nervous? The people I'm doing this for ran into bullets. They ran into gunfights. Screw the alligators.
That's it. You tell him. If a box jellyfish tries to hit Ricky, you know what's going to happen? Ricky's going to have a jelly sandwich, right? Fight him back.
The longest distance ever swum without flippers in the open sea is 139 miles.
Oh, fuck.
By Valkjo Rojoshik from
George does that every morning.
He went. The longest swim ever recorded is 66 days, achieved by Martin Strel down the Amazon River. And the longest distance ocean swim, marathon swimming, is 155 miles, achieved by Pablo Fernandez in Miami.
I once swam 18 feet. The distance of my swimming pool that my girlfriend knocked down by shooting it with a rock. She mowed the lawn, a rock hit it.
One of his gnomes was drowning. No, I know you don't have gnomes.
Now, Ricky, what's going on with your voice? I've noticed that as you've gotten older, you're losing your voice more and more. What?
Man, I don't know. It's getting worse.
What's going on?
He's got that RFK Jr.
Yeah, he does got the RFK Jr. Do you have maybe he's got dystonia of his voice? Like that's what RFK.
Polyps. One of the doctors said polyps or something.
Yep, polyps.
So why don't you get him removed?
Because then he'd have to stop swimming.
Sounds like robot. That's not bad allergy.
Pretty bad places on Bourbon Street in my younger days.
he might have been with some unsavory women. He might have what Greg had in his throat, right?
Yeah.
I had the same thing Michael Douglas had, that HPV cancer, though. You know,
that's what Michael Douglas. I didn't know that's what Michael Douglas had. Wow.
Throat cancer. I didn't have no polyps. I had throat cancer. You know.
Yeah, you both beat it though. That was great.
That will knock on wood.
I always think of Greg going through that because it was at the height of COVID.
I know.
He was in his hospital room by himself, no visitors. He's dealing with cancer. I think of you in that situation and think, wow, what a mental, gymnastics that must have been to get through that. I think that's incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was bad.
And he had to go back, John. Don't forget.
Nobody there. Nobody. Yeah. Nurses were afraid to touch you and shit. It was like psychotic, man. That was really bad. Well, I had the operation. First operation they botched. The second operation they had 3 weeks later was the day Trump shut everything down, March 17th. Right. And then I had the bad bleed, which almost killed me, which is on the 24th. It was bad. Of March 2020. It was bad.
All the while alone, no visitor, nobody.
You were very brave, Greg.
I don't even know what hospital. My family, they changed hospitals to save my life, right? And my family's calling up, and they're like, "There's no record of him here. They had no idea where I was. They were those hospitals.
It was like the scene from The Godfather, John, when they have to switch his room because they're trying to put the hit on him.
They had the baker outside with the gun.
They're rolling out with the cart.
My father, who was a doctor, would always say, "Stay out of the hospital. That's the worst place you can be."
That's where Jack Delane died, in the hospital.
Yep,
that's bad. They want to put everybody on They wanted to put everybody on a ventilator.
You pulled yourself off the ventilator.
Yeah, the problem was that the ventilator was the wrong thing to do. So they were killing people.
Well, they had me tied down like this, and I wish I could tell you a great story that I worked Hercules and snap. What happened was I was gagging, right? Because I was trying to move around like this and had the tubes down my throat. The next thing I know, I gagged and I'm standing off the fucking bed. I'm like, holy shit. I must have snapped it all in one.
You know what the mistake was, Greg? They didn't prepare you for what was going to happen when you woke up. If they would have said, hey, listen, Mr. Valentino, when you wake up, you're probably going to have a breathing tube down your throat. This is what it's going to feel like. We want you, don't panic, because this is, if you would have been mentally prepared, like I knew I was going to wake up with a breathing tube when I had my aorta surgery. I didn't panic. You panicked.
I could breathe, though. That's the whole thing. When I took him out and I threw him on the ground, I was like really mad. I said, "Fuck it!"
But you know what? You're lucky you didn't mess up because it's inflated in there. You could have ripped out all the stitches.
I'm right. That's the whole thing. I'm lucky because
they got to deflate it before they pull it out. You know,
the whole back of my throat was taken out. So I was all.
They didn't tell you like this is going to happen. Like, hey, this is what
they didn't.
That's because this was the third surgery.
He probably forgot of me, Armand.
Yeah.
They didn't tell me. The first two, I didn't have no thing down my throat. It was the third. It was the. That was
They don't want you to. when they wake you up, they want to make sure that you can breathe on your own. If they pull the tube out and you can't breathe, you're gonna die. So
yeah. But I had this fucking Mrs. Clump fucking nurse was humming. I'm laying there like, God, get me out of this. It was unbelievable.
Would you have Aunt B?
It was Mrs. Clump. You know what
so
I mean?
funny you said that, because when I was coming to from my wrist surgery last week, you're groggy. You're coming out of the anesthesia. The first thing I'm hearing is,
That's what I had. She was humming.
And I thought she was humming "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot." And I was like, did I die?
Everybody was singing for me. That shit. It was unbelievable. It was fun. And then after I pulled the shit out of my throat, right? I said, "Get me the fuck! I'm getting out of here." And I had the thing in a piece of God, right? I had the fucking, the tube in the dick.
Oh, you're out of your mind, yeah.
And they go, "Oh, don't pull that out," because there's a balloon in there.
They inflate that, yeah.
And then there's a balloon. So I said, "Get it out of me." And he got it out of me. It was piss, blood, red piss everywhere, and then they let me lay in that for a little bit to torture me. And then when I called my girlfriend, nobody knew where I was. I said, "Come get me. I'm getting the fuck out of here." So I told him, "You can't keep me against my will." They're telling me, "Oh, you're going to die if you leave." And all. I said, "Then I'll die in my house." Fuck
You would have died there on the
difference
ventilator.
between him and me was I would have
been on your back.
I would have been like, treat me, serve me. I would have been. I want to stay there.
No, not there.
Only you.
They were killing people, though. You understand?
Yes.
I guess it was COVID. Yeah, maybe
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody on a ventilator. I was just talking to my son's in-laws last night. They were in my house, right? And they're telling me one of their relatives died. He even called his wife, said, "Listen, I'm not going to be able to talk to you a couple of days because they're going to put a ventilator on me." And he said, "I'll be all right after that." They put the ventilator on him. They left it on him for 6 weeks. He died. It rotted half his face with the moisture. And he died.
What happens is they keep with the ventilator. They become inefficient, so they keep turning it up. And the more pressure in your lungs, they blow out the bronchi. And
John's right. John, he couldn't breathe on his own no more, but he didn't need it. If he could, if he was able to talk to them, then and breathe normal, what the fuck you need to put him on a ventilator for?
That happened to somebody I know too. The guy was okay, and he called. They said they were putting him on a ventilator. He sounded fine. They put him on, and he died 4 days later.
Wow.
Yep, that's what happens. That's why I know. If you don't need a ventilator, there's no reason for that. But
Bill Phillips was on a ventilator for how many days? Like 2 months or something like that? He was close to 2 months. He was on a ventilator. When he got out, he looked like he was 100 years old. It's amazing he lived. That's a testament to how good a shape he was in.
Yeah.
You can't be on a ventilator for 2 months.
This guy says Bumstead not retiring this year, folks.
Oh, who gives a shit? But ventilator for fucking 2 months? Are you
How
serious?
is that relevant?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
the title is about Bumstead because I wanted to talk about the whole Chris.
Wait, do you realize that when you get a fucking thing, pipe sticking in your lung sees that shit as an invader, so it starts to you get pneumonia from that. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, it secretes all kinds of shit. So that's bad.
Your body tries to encapsulate it. Is what happens.
Yeah,
Let's talk. I want to talk about this Bumstead thing. So on Heavy Muscle Radio last week, not this past one, it's a boring time. There's nothing to talk about right now because no one's, there's no competitions and everything. So I brought up the concept because I'm so amazed by the Chris Bumstead phenomenon in our sport. It's pretty amazing if you think about it. I mean,
he's the Taylor Swift of bodybuilding.
He's got 22 million followers. No one's even close to him. Arnold is 25 million. That's about the only other bodybuilder who's that close. And Arnold's Arnold, right? Let's face it. And so, I said, what would be I just threw it out there as like a supposition. What would be what do you think the idea behind the fact that are those all legitimate followers? I said, because it's pretty amazing this guy's got such a great following. Now, let me just preface the fact that I've been a huge Bumstead supporter since the beginning. Matter of fact, I'm the guy who said that he should have won the first Olympia year he did, and I said he's going to win 10 Olympias.
That's right.
Because that's how good this guy is. And nothing but support. I interviewed him over the years, good guy. And So I wasn't saying it like take a shot. I wasn't taking shots at him. I was just saying, it's pretty amazing that this guy has so many more followers than everyone else. And then I made the one slip that I made. I said, he should really have an energy drink too. Not even realizing. Now I had just watched the Patrick Bet-David interview that he was on, where he had the CBUM energy drink sitting right in front of him. All right. And I had a momentary lapse of of reality.
Brain
John
fart.
Hansen 3 seconds later said, "Dave, he had the energy drink." And I said, "Oh yeah, that's right." And then I corrected myself. But of course, social media being what it is, they gotta make Dave seem like he's insane, like I don't know what I'm talking about. So they used that as a meme. Some guy put it up on Instagram.
I saw that, and I saw like
this whole crazy thing about Dave doesn't know what he's talking about, and Dave's God forbid. I ask a question. Is Chris Bumstead, who's like the Jesus Christ of bodybuilding now, God forbid I question the legitimacy of his followers. I didn't take a shot at him. I just said it seems pretty amazing that he's got that many more followers than everyone else, because it's up there with Jake Paul and Logan Paul and all these guys that are super popular, super out there doing crazy stuff. I said it's an incredible phenomenon. I said, what do you think, Chris? You think they're legitimate? I didn't say they're fake. I just said it seems, pretty amazing. And so everyone jumped on the Hate Dave bandwagon. I noticed Armand was one of the only few people who defended me on the thread. and I just, I thought that, what people don't understand is, Chris isn't popular. And yes, it seems logical that if Chris is that popular, that the classic physique winners should get the same money that the open men get. And everyone likes to say, oh, the open men don't. Look at Chris, he's so much more popular. But if Chris Bumstead retired tomorrow, Chris would continue to make a lot of money because he's a very popular guy. But classic physique would never draw what open bodybuilding does once Chris is gone. That's just a fact.
Well, like you said, Dave, I mean, like the follower thing. The whole thing with the followers is even Kim Kardashian buys followers. So even those top stars, they buy followers. So, I mean, they work with different engagement people. So is that accurate? Probably not. I'm sure there's a lot of followers in there that are just bots. But, I mean, he is well known. I mean, if you ask people who's Mr. Olympia, they don't even know that Rami of the past or whoever, But the whole Patrick Bet-David interview. I mean, I know y'all talked about it on another show, but I thought it was extremely boring. I mean, he plays it too safe. I understand that, but if he wants to lead the way and have these guys behind him, making $50,000 a year only from when they don't have the opportunities he has, I mean, you got to do a little more for the sport, and like for the guys coming up behind you. And that interview, it was just so boring to me. And I like Chris too. I'm a fan.
You know what, Armand, though? John said it best. When John interviewed him for Muscle and Fitness, John said he doesn't even know himself why he's got so many followers. There's no logical explanation for it. It's just for some reason he hit on something, and people really, really like him and really, really want to follow him. I don't know why.
And there's and Dave,
hold on one second, son. I'll let you finish. You got guys like Greg Doucette doing videos saying, I know that those followers are real. You can tell they're real because no one can tell if they're real. There's no way to validate if those things are real or not. Just because there's engagement on his post, you don't even know if those engagements are real. But regardless, he's obviously very popular. My kid in school knows who he is. So He is popular. My point is, there's no way to ever tell. Like, who knows if 5 million of Kim Kardashian's followers are real or not real? We don't know. There's no way to validate that. We don't work for Instagram.
Well, here's the thing. There's first of all, if you had lauded those 20 million followers, 22 million followers, this is the most amazing thing for bodybuilding, that we have a bodybuilder that attracts 22 million people, and it's all of those fucking morons who are against you now are still going to be against you and say he probably bought them all.
Yeah, right.
You can't win that. You cannot win that argument. Okay. Here's the thing, though. It's totally logical to question the validity of that many followers when it exceeds the bounds of every single other thing associated with our industry to the degree that you're talking about a guy, a bodybuilder, who's got more followers than Angelina Jolie. So it doesn't compute, because who thinks bodybuilding is that impressive? The problem is, it's not the bodybuilding, it's the algorithm. Because, and proof of that is, all you guys remember the fat girl in the car with the Chewbacca mask, right? I brought this up today before.
Right.
50 million, 100 million, however many gajillion views that got, nobody can explain it. No one. Okay, so there is a mystical part of this whole online popularity thing that no one can explain. No one can understand how that happens, because if they could, and they could bottle that, there would be that one. There would be.
What about the people who own Instagram, John? The people who run Instagram.
No, but there's no answer. There's that lady who. How many views did she get on the Chewbacca thing? Put that back.
Hold on.
You said it was the algorithm.
13.8 million.
13.8 million. Okay, with no explanation. It was the dumbest thing you've ever seen. Some fat girl in a car putting on a Chewbacca mask. Okay. Yeah. Why does that get those millions of views? Nobody knows.
Well, actually, no, John, the full video got 133 million views.
That's what I mean, 133 million. Nobody knows the answer to that question. And if they did, they would be the most successful, richest, online marketer in history. Nobody knows the answer to that.
But here's the thing. I think that Armand hit on something that we haven't really discussed. He doesn't have a personality like that, okay? So you're going to tell me he's got all these millions of followers just because of the way he looks? Arnold has a personality. This girl who did the Chewbacca thing, it was based on the way she did it. She was funky about it. It was funny and all that. He sits there. He's not funny. He's not entertaining. So you're saying that all of those followers follow him, not because he's quirky and funny like Arnold or, Arnold. That's why he'll never be another Arnold, because he doesn't have the personality that Arnold had. Arnold made himself a movie star and everything else because of his charisma. So you're telling me this guy's got this whole following just because he looks good?
No, it's not that, Greg.
Greg, you're missing it.
I interviewed him for Muscle and Fitness, and we spent a lot of time on this topic. And not only does he not know, he defers me to his mother because she'd know, but which is kind of funny. But the thing is, it's partly because of what the explanations I've had is that he's extremely transparent with his life, and there is an allure to that kind of honesty about how you do what you do, doing what you do, even though you're not particularly.
But a lot of people do that, John. There are a lot of people who do that out there.
There are Dana and Rob, for example. They were the originators. They have somebody following around, videotaping every single minute of their lives, and they put the video together about it, and they play it every day. And it's like people watching a soap opera. They want to know what's going to happen next. Even the soap operas are not particularly exciting, but people watch them every day for decades.
But soap operas are, because there's drama in there, John.
You guys are missing. This drama in Bumstead's life is he's going to train. He's going to break his diet. Is he going to get injured? Is he going to win? Is he going to lose? Is he going to show up? There's some drama to that. It's just not hyper drama like everybody wants.
You guys are missing it. Look at that Sulik kid. He's got 3 million followers on Instagram. He doesn't even post on Instagram. He's just on YouTube.
Right, but he does crazy stuff. He eats McDonald's and all that other stuff,
Yeah, but it's not that.
Hey, I'm about to swim with 13-foot alligators. Maybe I should do it naked.
These young kids like these guys because they're relatable to them. They're on their level. And Arnold would not be popular with these kids today. He's too out there for them.
Right.
Back in our day, that was popular, but today he's relatable. They can say, "Oh yeah, I can understand the way he talks." Just, about going to school and working out, and he's just on their level. So they tune into that.
Well, he's their age. I think that makes a big difference too. I think it's that he's their age.
But Bumstead, he's like kind of like a superstar, but he doesn't act cocky. He doesn't act bigger than life. He acts like really humble.
He's a nice
I like
guy.
Bumstead. I don't even think I like him. I think the guy's great. I think he looks phenomenal. I would love to look like that guy. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
But it's not just because of his look, because there's a lot of people that look good.
Well, I think Rich
Well,
Piana.
they both act like they're not too cool for school. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, even when we were coming up, you have to admit, once you started getting a little bit of success, I mean, I knew I was an asshole probably to a lot of people and just a jackass and, you know, out partying and just acting like an idiot. These guys are just, you know, their lives are really structured. It seems like they're really boring, and they don't act different. They, as they've gained success, their personality really hasn't changed on social media. In person, it may be different. I have no clue. I think that Sam guy is even more going to be more popular than Chris. I mean, you can't even make a video about Sam and get attacked, even if it's positive. Like the other day, one of my clients, he sent me a picture. It was a screenshot. I go, "Where'd you get this picture?" It was a picture of Sam's really bad acne. And I'm like, he's like, "You should do a video on it." I'm like, "A video about what?" Like, his acne. I'm like, "Okay." And so I posted the picture and on TikTok, and I put my little face right there, like talking about it. And that video was serious. I was talking about like the serious side effects of abusing gear, you know, when you're younger and as you've grown, you know, because like one of my best friends, Chris Jalali, that Dave was close friends with too.
Yeah,
I lost. I mean, his drug use was, you know, probably from abusing his body from steroids. But you know, the video, it was extremely nice, and I just spoke about, you know, how kids, you know, they look after other people, but whatever. But anyways, there was a song, you know, on TikTok, there'll be a song that pops up when you're about to do a video, and it automatically get on there, and you X that song out, and then if you want to put a background music, you usually do. I don't usually put background music because it's distracting, but this song was like really, really sad and fun. It was like funny because it was like satire. So I posted it. The video got it's like at 1.1 million views now, but everybody was attacking me, saying like, "You're a Sam hater. You're just mad because he's bigger than you." I'm like, I even said in the video, I said, "Please, everybody, be respectful in the video." People were calling him bad names in the other video, like Freddy Krueger and stuff like that. And people were like, "You didn't. No one said this picture to you. You found it." And I'm like, I couldn't have been nicer in this video. And people were like, "You're just jealous of Sam. He was bigger than you." I was like, "Well, actually, at 21, I was bigger than him, but I'm not even going to get to it with you guys." And no matter what you say, even if it's positive, you're getting attacked. I mean,
my point was that you can't make fun of, if people find that they have an idol on Instagram, you could not even suggest something about them that might not go along with the narrative that's being put out there on them, or you get like you bombarded. And it's funny because even like top industry guys in our bodybuilding world they want Chris Bumstead to acknowledge them and validate them so much so that they'll suck up and support the guy no matter what, even if they know, you know what, maybe he's right. You know, it is kind of interesting. No, but everyone wants to be like loved by Chris Bumstead because he's at the top of the heap. It's like, you know, who's ever at the top, everyone will suck up to them because they don't know if they might get a few breadcrumbs thrown their way.
It's because it's an easy fight to win.
But you know what? I find it like nauseating that, like, come on, guys, get over yourselves. I mean,
you know what it is?
It's like bodybuilder that's sucking up. That's not.
That's why I hate
friends with him. I'm talking about
because it's most of these momos have the computer and the keyboard, and they have a sense of power because they're anonymous. They can say anything they want. They can say it to people who would punch them in the mouth, and that's their shield. It's like a machine gun. You get a machine gun, right, with an unlimited number of bullets. You'd be out there shooting trees, shooting all kinds of shit, blowing shit up. You'd be like using that like crazy because it's a machine gun. It's got this power, and it's really cool, and you can blow shit up. It's the same thing with the keyboard. You know, it's powerful. They can blow shit up because they have no limits. If you're one of these fucking keyboard cowboys, you can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want to whomever you want. There's no reprisal. You're not going to get punched in the mouth. Nothing's going to happen to you. So they can push the limits, push the envelope, and say this most crazy, outrageous shit, and nothing ever happens to them. So
they don't listen either, John.
You know who you are, but you don't know who they are. It's easy to blast all of us. We are our names. I'm braggart. You know what I mean? They know who you are. You're John Romano, okay? So when they come at you, you don't know who they are. They're Venom 123. They're, you know, Joe Materazzi 86 or whatever. Right. You have no idea who the fuck they are. So they hide behind that shit. And they feel empowered.
But they don't listen either, Greg. They don't listen. You can say in the video, hey, I'm not throwing stones at a glass house. Like, I abuse steroids. Steroids have probably taken, you know, bodybuilding has probably taken about 10 years off my life. I did all the same stuff they did juice, and they're like, what a hypocrite, a big juice head talking about a kid using juice just because he's jealous of him. I'm like, people just don't even listen to the facts that you say. They just pick up like 5 seconds out of a 5-minute video and go after something that doesn't even make sense. It's a problem with younger people now.
And that's what the whole topic is about. This is not about Chris Bumstead. It's really about social media and who you can say things about and who you can't, and how people want to shut you down and cancel you if you say anything against the people that they think are on the top of the mountain.
But you know why, Dave? Leave Britney alone. Remember that? Leave Britney alone.
Yeah, I know. But you know what the funny thing is?
Exactly what that is.
If some scandal came out tomorrow about that person, everyone would be ready to put him in the electric chair. You know what I mean?
I don't know. They got fans.
Or if something happens to kid Sam, heaven forbid, then I was just letting people know the warnings of steroid abuse. I said, I don't know if he takes a little bit. I don't know if he takes a lot. I don't know what the guy takes. That's between him and himself. I do not know, but I'm not attacking him whatsoever. This video was a very positive video, and the mature people in the commented like, dude, thank you for this video. It was very insightful. Thank you. But you got all these other people, probably the age bracket from 13 to 15 or 13 to 16, attacking you for no reason. And it's like, I even said, be respectful with the comments about Sam. I'm not making fun of his skin. And then some people are saying horrible stuff. Oh, it looks like an 80-year-old woman's, just stuff like that. And, that wasn't meant for that way. I can't control what other people say.
The interesting thing about the whole topic is I really hope that CBUM is we know he's super popular. Whether he's got 20 million or who knows, it doesn't even matter at this point. The point is that if he can really penetrate into the mainstream media, which it seems as though he does, because people know who he is, young kids know who he is, and he can actually sell his energy drink, and he does well with it, that's good for bodybuilding. Because you know what? Maybe it'll bring mainstream sponsors to say, look, these guys are selling. These guys are marketable. The general population who buys everyday products like Doritos and Diet Coke and whatever else, they like this guy. And maybe we should get more bodybuilders. Maybe we should go to that industry and pull some of the more popular guys out there and give them contracts. Maybe we should invest in bodybuilding competitions because maybe more people are finding it appealing and they're actually this is what they want to see.
That's way out there.
It just goes back to the same.
He can bridge the gap and bring us into the mainstream media, possibly.
Did you see what happened with Sam Sulek when he did a meet and greet in someplace in LA, and he had so many people show up.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It was packed. It was like 2 blocks down the road, people waiting to see him.
That's great.
And what was interesting to me was it was all these young kids. None of them looked like they even lifted weights.
Right.
There's just a bunch of teenage kids, but a lot of them. And those are the people that are his followers.
Let me say this, guys.
Here's the thing. If he drops dead tomorrow, if CBUM drops dead tomorrow or Sam drops dead tomorrow, the same guys that are sticking up for him and talking all shit are going to be the same ones that say, see, all drugs. See what happens when you do drugs? You got body. And they'd be all the ones piling on top of his corpse. The same ones. I guarantee it. Because these people are fucking idiots. And that's
what I was trying to say. Partly, John. I mean, people are your fan 1 minute, your enemy the next. Right, like if this guy passes away, none of these people are going to care. Not one person is going to care.
No, they're going to drop on the bandwagon. They're going to jump on the bandwagon. They're going to say, "See, this was bad lifestyle. He shouldn't eat crap like that. He's all the drugs he took." It's the same people are going to be
say this, John.
on that side of it.
Look, let me say this, gentlemen. Man, I don't remember your name, but talking about the video, I'm sorry. I have given probably 80 to 100 grand of my own money in the last 3 years to promoting stuff around the country. I gave my fifth wheel gooseneck that I had to go to the storm. I gave it to the VFW in Fort Myers after the storm because of 2 veterans was living in a shelter. I've given and given and given out of my own pocket, and y'all been behind me since day one seeing that. All the stuff that I do for the vets, I mean, when it comes to vets, I'm almost like Mother Teresa if she had a penis and tattoos, all right? That's how much I do. There's still people out there every now and then that say bad things about me, like I'm doing this to make money. And man, it's just no matter how much good you try to do, or no matter what something's about, somebody's gonna say stupid stuff. And all of y'all pretty much on this panel know me from what I've done. Y'all know I've donated tons of time, money, suffering physically to do this stuff for the vets. And there's still people out there that talk shit about me. I'm like, now they won't say it in front of my face. That's
why I put the message out there. You can't let it bother you. I don't give a shit what people say about me, but I'll keep bringing it up because I like to incite the mob scene. I like to get them all riled up, because if it's riling people up emotionally, then it's a topic that needs to be discussed. And that's what we do on this show. It's about uncomfortable speech. And I talked about that on my response video I did on the whole Bumstead thing. I said the First Amendment protects speech, but it's not protecting just any speech. It protects uncomfortable speech. And uncomfortable speech means the speech that people don't want to hear. And so if you don't like it, don't listen. But that's the speech that everyone should have the right to say, whether you like what they're saying or not. And that's unfortunately, people want to cancel everyone in this culture that have speech that they don't want to hear. But that's what the Constitution does. It protects the freedom of speech.
Well, that's the crux of the issue of why what you said became so controversial. Yeah, because this happens all the time. The First Amendment guarantees free speech, all speech, even if it's unpopular, you don't like it, whatever. It's speech. The thing is that we live in now a time when if your speech that you are totally constitutionally have the right to express, if it goes against the narrative or if it's unpopular, then you don't have free speech anymore. You get canceled. You get jumped on. You get barraged by hate. If you have an opinion that warrants discussion, debate, argument, whatever, you're not allowed to have that anymore. If it goes against the narrative, you got to get canceled. They got to X you out.
And the way they try to cancel you is by discrediting you or trying to make it, and you just have to ignore it. That's all.
Exactly. Yeah, but you know what's funny? Somebody like Armand goes on there, right? He's trying to help people. He's trying to say, look, I'm speaking from experience. Certain steroids might cause acne, whatever. And then people say, you're a hypocrite. You took steroids and now you fucking, so there's like really no winning. You know what I'm saying? Because if, I get that shit. You could try to help people. And what happens when you help people? You get bit in the ass most of the time.
You know what?
On TikTok too, you dumb it down. You dumb it down also. So normally the way we speak now, just whatever, we're not speaking at a highly intelligent level, but we're right here. You have to drop it all the way down here for TikTok. I mean, people just don't understand. I'm like, it's crazy. People just don't listen, don't understand basic things you're saying. It blows my mind. I think it's just a lot of kids or whoever that just have zero attention span, and they maybe watch a clip of it and they're just like, oh my gosh, this guy hates Sam. He's jealous. I'm like, I wish the kid well, and that's awesome. He's doing so well. And I hope he stays healthy. And people take that as you're jealous. I'm like, I could be the kid's dad. I have no jealousy over a 21-year-old kid. I had a great bodybuilding upcoming. I wish him the best and just be safe. And if people are doing negative things, though, like I know he started taking Accutane. It doesn't really make sense to take Accutane and keep blasting gear. You probably would want to come off the gear a little bit. And I know he has a lot of pressure on him now since he's, up there to stay a certain size and look. And we all know when we came off, you get smaller and softer. A lot of these kids, they stay hard year round. And we know what you have to do that. You know what I mean? And other people, they really don't.
There's a lot of young guys who are better built than him. It's just that his charisma, his character. He did a Rich Piana thing. Rich Piana supposedly was his idol. It's just like Rich Piana. A lot of guys better built than him. But I'm saying he created a character. The hat, the hair. You know what I mean? He's an actual character. And I think that's why.
And he eats the junk food, Greg. That's why they love him.
Yeah, I mean,
and he goes to school too. He's an engineer, isn't he?
I don't think it's his non-conventional. It's his non-conventional approach that has. I mean, the junk food's a big part of it because
absolutely.
Well, look at Rich Piana. Who made?
Because he's ripped and he's eating the junk food, John.
Well, look at the shakes. Rich Piana used to make these fucking shakes that I used to tell kids in the gym.
Rich probably didn't drink them. This kid really eats and drinks.
Right.
Oh, he drank them right on fire. Rich was taking how much fucking, insulin and everything to compensate for it. But the bottom line is just that, he eats junk food, but he's a fucking character. He looks like a character. He looks like a cartoon. The hair, the hat, the way he carries himself, the shit he talks about. There's other body. He's smart, not he's smart.
This comment is funny. Cali Muscle doesn't eat anymore.
That guy. I used to love that guy, but that's out of control now with that bullshit.
That guy's lost it. He's lost his mind.
You know what it is? He's scared. He can't make, because
the last I interviewed him, he was only eating watermelon. He told me. Now he's eating nothing, right?
That's bullshit. He said he went on a 10-day fast of just drinking water, and I like the guy. But how do you can't just start eating after 10 days of just water. You would, that alone could kill you. You know what I'm saying? And then he's eating nut. Now it's pineapple. You know what I mean?
It's high
greens diet.
Hey, I was talking about the acne earlier. Back when I was about 20, Dave, my buddy Danny. Danny that's always talking to you. He's in a bunch of our group texts. Back in those days, I used to drink that freaking Reforvit B. It had a goat, a cow, a dog, and something else on the bottle. Man, my back looked. Yeah, I used to drink it, man. It tastes like ass, but my whole back was broke out so bad, man. That shit.
Wasn't that Anadrol?
Liquid Depot.
It was Depot.
Diana.
That's what I shot my arm to get fucking the hole in the other arm.
The Reforvit B.
Ricky drank it.
Yep, drink it with orange juice.
He did 3 days of only eating pineapple, according to this last
He's
post.
doing like a detox liquid diet.
Listen, I like the guy, but now it's out of control. It's like you're desperate for.
Well, he thinks he's trying to clear out his coronary arteries. He's got blockages in them.
So
I understand that, but
I think he stopped his medicine though, right? And he's doing all this crazy shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Won't they, hey Dave? Won't they collateralize? Won't he if he can he form other arteries?
Yeah, but the problem is, George, you can't bank on that. What if you don't? You die.
But I'm making. I understand that, but that
collateral you're talking about. Collateral.
But that can happen though. That happened to my client.
Yeah,
I've been training all along, and then he went.
George, some people get collateral circulation. Some people die.
What happened to what's his name? Who had the fucking cancer? They thought he was. What's his name there? Not Bill Gates. The fucking guy that died.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. What happened to him? He had the fucking cancer, right? And he said, "I'm going to try all this holistic shit." You know how you watch YouTube videos? Did you know that vitamin C can kill cancer and hide bullshit? Right. Nothing kills cancer. Sorry, bro. You know what I mean? I'm telling you from my sister died from shit. But what I'm saying is, you're not gonna. It doesn't work like that. But people believe that shit. Steve Jobs said the biggest mistake I ever made was I didn't go on the medicine before he died. He was too late.
That's true. He regretted it.
It's so hard to trust doctors sometimes. And I understand. Like you have to do your own research with the doctors. I dealt with it with my mom. We could have had a couple malpractice suits. He passed away from stage 4 cancer. My friend, about 4 years ago, Robert, one of my best friends, he was going to UT Southwestern here, the same hospital my mom was going to. They were giving him chemo and Keytruda, 2 different cancer drugs. And I'm like, dude, that Keytruda is killing you. You're so weak. You're 115 pounds. You can't even walk. I was like, please go to MD Anderson. This doctor's killing you. So he goes to MD Anderson, and they tell him, dude, literally Keytruda is killing you right now. You only should be doing chemo. They put him on only chemo, and he gained like 50 pounds within a few weeks, and They were literally killing him he was going to be dead. The doctor said, I would have been surprised if you even lasted another month, giving both of those medicines together, because it was making him so weak he couldn't even eat, walk, or anything. And he ended up switching and ended up living a whole nother year, and then didn't even die of cancer, died in his sleep of a heart attack.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But you have to do your research. A lot of these doctors are hard to trust. I understand. I mean, I used to even work in the OR room, and it's terrifying what these doctors, a lot of the stuff they talk about, the crazy shit they talk about when you're under surgery. It's like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
hey, I've gotten my heart checked twice. I've got my heart checked, and Dave knows this. Both times when I went in with the dye, they gave me a positive, like I had a blockage. Freaked me out for a month. I was talking to Dave, think I'm dying.
Yeah.
I go back, they tested me again, and they said when my heart was at low beat, I had a blockage, but when it was high, I was fine. So like they went back and tested again, and both times called it a false positive.
Well, yeah, because Ricky, your heart rate is like 28 beats a minute because you're so endurance trained that it's like your heart has remodeled.
Yeah, but you know how bad that scared the shit out of me for a month. Remember, I was talking to him.
I said, Ricky, there's no way you have a blockage. You would never be able to do the endurance events that you do without dying. I said it's impossible. I said,
but there's a doctor for you.
Yeah. Well.
So
notoriously, doctors have misdiagnosed really elite athletes that are in such good shape because they don't have normal.
Lance Armstrong?
They don't have.
How do you test his heart?
Yeah, they don't have normal, testing parameters for those people. That's
Dave,
why bodybuilders are always being told that they're in liver failure because they have high liver enzymes, and that's just from working out. It has nothing to do with liver problems. So.
I sent you
something. As a bodybuilder, don't you think there should be a set indicators different than normal human beings? We're not normal.
I can write the parameters because I read so much blood. So many people. I've read thousands and thousands of blood works over the last 25, 30 years. And you know what? I know all the abnormalities I'm going to see as soon as someone sends me a blood work. And it really is dictated by how much muscle they have. If a guy's 250 plus, I know he's going to have high liver enzymes. I know his BUN is going to be high, but his creatinine should be normal. I know he's going to have high red blood cell. You can predict every single, abnormality because it's related to body weight, how much muscle mass you have. And, the smaller people, have less of a rise in these enzyme levels, but those enzymes are found inside muscle. If you break down a lot of muscle on a regular basis, you're going to have abnormalities on blood work. And that's just the way it goes. And so why they don't have an elite athlete, normal range that they could kind of plug bodybuilders into, I don't know why they haven't done that yet, to be honest with you.
It should be drastically different because you go to some doctors, oh my gosh, you're going to die. Bodybuilders aren't normal human beings. Normal people do not eat 8 to 10 times a day or train crazy. I mean, it's just the differential in blood work is, a lot of doctors, they can't understand the human body. They go by their little set of numbers. And if you're there, oh my gosh, you're this or this. It's it's bad. People
now we got a problem.
Thank you, Jack Bridges.
Yeah, Jack, but he gave us $4.99 in euros.
Yeah. What's the conversion?
Now, the conversion, you're going to steal it and not give it to Greg.
Was that like $6? Right under 6?
Is the dollar more than the pound now or no?
The pound is different. The euro is worth more than $1.
But what's the pound?
Is it really?
I don't know. Here, I'll look.
If this guy remains president, it's going to work $0.2. Dirt.
Hey, Rick, I just got this new machine.
Pounds are more than $1, right? Pounds more than $1.
Mountain climber.
Oh, yeah, nice. Dave, in your medical opinion, and Mr. G, with your aqua scientific approach, do you guys think if I take a Viagra for the swim, will it work like a rudder? And
knowing Ricky, we probably catch him having sex with an alligator while he's doing it. Yeah.
No, actually, Rick, I'll tell you what you got to do is you got to eat. You got to eat. You got to eat as you're going.
Yeah, 300.
How do you eat when you're in the water, George?
You stop when you eat. When you're if you're a triathlete and you're doing more than 2 hours,
you need at least 400
hours or more. After you get out of the swim, you're eating the whole entire time. Non-stop.
He's not getting out of the water. So what is he going to do?
No, Dave.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
I got a support boat next to me with a coach. They're going to be handing us gels, peanut butter. Look, It's not a Guinness book. So if I have to stop and grab the boat for 1 second and eat and continue, it's not, as long as the boat doesn't pull me for any feet, I'm fine. It's not like Guinness book where I can't touch the boat or anything. This is for awareness. It's not for a record. Now, the one I do in 2.5 years, that might be different. But that when that woman swam to Cuba, they had a tube and they gave her water and stuff with a tube.
But wait a minute. What about the old mother's rule? Can't swim for at least a half hour after you eat. Remember that?
Train your body.
How do you digest a peanut butter jelly sandwich when you actually actively swim?
That's what I'm saying.
I did it on the bike. We did it on the bike. I mean, when I was riding 17 and 18 hours on my indoor trainer, the last few weeks before that last bike ride, my girl was bringing me pizza or smoothies while I was on the bike. I was just eating. I mean, you gotta get used to it.
Hold on.
Swimming's different.
You were practicing by riding 18 hours on a stationary bike straight?
Well, it's my bike, but I put that.
He has a train.
How do you stay awake doing 18 hours straight?
And Netflix and pre-workout.
He watches RxMuscle reruns.
Viagra.
Ricky, 18 hours.
Hey, when I get really tired, I would just take the seat off, and every time, I'd sit down, you know.
Yeah, but
hold on.
But you also stood up Chris Bumstead, right? You didn't sit down the seat the whole time.
I don't believe that Ricky sat on that stationary bike for 18 hours straight.
No, you can't sit anyway. You stand up.
To pee. I mean, I went pee and put more freaking cream on my ass, my butt. So, you know, that shit shaved, man. My butt. Hey, I'll send you a picture, Dave. The skin was falling off my butt cheek 2 days after I rode 24 hours.
Wow.
The skin was falling off. Yep. But you got every hour and a half, I'd go pee. I mean, I had the bathroom right there, and I'd put some more chafing cream.
So what's the rule? How long can you be off the bike, to go to the bathroom?
Well, I mean, when I was doing stationary, it wouldn't matter. Like, I'd get off 5 or 10 minutes and stretch, foam roll a little bit, and jump back on.
That's cheating already. That's right. John, isn't that cheating? He's off for 10 minutes?
Training. That's training. He's training.
Yeah. Listen, the guy set the world record. He had Guinness Book told him he could only stop for 5 minutes at a time. For 5 minutes, he'd run to the bathroom, he'd lay down. His wife would hit him with a massage gun, and he'd start. His name is Stephen Green from the UK. He did.
I love how Guinness makes up these arbitrary rules, John, about the breaking record. Isn't the whole idea that you don't get off the bike, you don't rest, you don't rest out, you don't use a massage gun, and if you do get off the bike because you got to pee that bad, the record is blown. That's it. You blew it.
Right.
Sorry.
It's like the speed records. It's got to be in two directions. So. You break the record going this way, then you got to turn around in like 30 minutes. It's got to be like, and if it's 31 minutes, and it doesn't count,
Yeah.
Who makes up these rules? You get condoms. Rick,
the whole idea behind
condoms.
Never use them in my life.
Put a condom on you when you pee in a condom.
That's right. There you go. That's the right way to do it. Exactly.
You have to get
pee on yourself.
If you get off the bike, you're cheating. The record is blown as far as
right.
That's what the police do.
Once again, guys, I'm doing this to bring awareness to our veterans being delayed and denied their benefits.
No, well, you don't make the rules anyway. But I find that it's funny that Guinness has these arbitrary rules about, that if someone has to get up or go to the bathroom, if you have to go to the bathroom, you lose. That's it. The record's over. That's it. Sorry.
Well, Dave, I was thinking, look, I got a perfect idea for the swim. I'm going to take like 10 scoops of Fiberlize before I swim. And if an alligator comes behind me, I'm going to do like a jet. I'm going to deploy countermeasures. Or like a squid, I'm going to just right in his face.
Rick, you got to wear a wetsuit. You have to. Let me tell you another reason why you got to wear a wetsuit.
Poop in the water when you're swimming that much?
You got to wear a wetsuit.
Usually you're not thinking about going to the bathroom when you're going that much.
Right.
You can't do anything that you didn't do in training. You can't eat anything new. And another reason to wear a wetsuit is this. When we teach the surf camps, like it could be 95 degrees out, right? And we're standing in the water for like 2 hours, and the water's like 80. Your body temperature, even though it's that warm out, drops like 2 degrees. And then you start going into mild hypothermia. So you got to wear a wetsuit. You'll start when you're in the water that long, you should start actually training in the pool wherever you are, trying to stay in the water.
I swam a mile.
6
I
to
swam a
7
mile.
hours straight.
2 days ago, I went swim a mile. I hadn't swam in 10 years. I did a mile, no problem.
10 years, John. He goes and does a mile.
That's insane.
How long did it take you to do the mile?
45 minutes.
Holy
That's pretty good.
I was playing around too. If I get after it, I could probably do it in 30. The Navy SEAL that's gonna be leading, he's gonna go first to break the water, like almost like drafted on a bike. He normally swims 1 mile in 30 minutes, but there's no way he can do that for 22. He said it. We're gonna try to go 45-minute miles. Put this in the water about 15 to 16 hours. So we're gonna start about 4 a.m. We're gonna have an event going all day at the Canal Bar where we finishing. The Marine Corps League, the American Legion, People's Patriot Project, all kind of other better nonprofits are going to have an event going on. At 5 o'clock that afternoon, they're going to have like a live auction. Then we got a DJ playing that night. So we should be swimming up to the dock around 8 o'clock, and the news cameras and all is going to be there, and the crowd can cheer us on the last few hundred feet. Now, for any followers that are watching this, if any of them do swim and want to come join us, there's going to be jet skis bringing people for whatever mile marker they want to jump in. So let's see somebody wants to do 2.2 to honor the 22 veterans we lose a day. 2.2 is 22.
George, why don't you go and do a mile or two while you're at it?
Yeah, George, the jet ski.
Where you're in the Intercoastal down in Louisiana?
Yes, you passed over it when you came here. It's not a river, it's an ICW. It passes behind the Civic Center where you came to the fight.
Well, when are
you have a jet ski?
When are you coming here to do
He's not doing it till May. He's not doing it till May, George.
Oh, till May. All right, till May. All right.
Yeah. The jet ski can bring you. The jet ski can bring you and drop you off at whatever mile.
Yeah, don't do 22 miles, George. Just do like 2 miles or something like that.
You might as well tell me to do it. You just told me to do it.
No, I said go do 2 of the miles.
You told me not to do it.
Hey, the minute somebody tells me,
now I'll do it.
The minute somebody says,
can't tell me.
There's no way you can do it.
Hey, Ricky, maybe you can get Chris Bumstead to swim a few miles. That'll raise awareness.
I think he will. Look, I think he will. I see all these guys.
Want to come along.
You wouldn't go near. You wouldn't go near that. Are you kidding me?
I see the strong man. You know what do it?
You won't go near.
Hey,
you know what?
Brian
If
Shaw
you look at the veterans and raise awareness, he would do it. He would get on the boat.
Yes, and Brian Shaw would do it. The strongman guy, Brian would do it. Brian Shaw, all those strongman guys I see, they're going to all other sports, and they're doing their sport with them and showing how.
You should get a big celebrity like that, Ricky, to not to swim with you, but to go on the boat and alongside you and raise awareness till you get.
I wish I could get Ric Flair, man. Ric Flair.
Get that kid Sam Solik to swim next year.
Eddie Hall, he'll do it with you.
Plus, all that water helps to clear the acne anyway.
I don't know about this water.
What's the science behind that?
You know what? Greg is right. The salt water cures everything.
I was kidding.
My grandmother
was swimming
in the ocean and make it. The salt water is going to cure it.
John,
it's not salt. It's like brackish water, John.
No, it's fresh. I'm in fresh water.
It's fresh. His is fresh water.
I'm swimming through the swamp. Basically.
That whole area is a swamp.
That water, John.
Listen, there's 100.
I wouldn't go in that water.
There's 150-year-old alligator snapping turtles that look like King Koopa. They weigh almost 200 pounds.
They're huge.
Yeah, they'll bite.
Those are scarier than the alligators. I got news for you.
What about leeches?
I got news for you. Those turtles.
No leeches in that water.
Are worse than anything. Leeches, they got a bite. They have a bite force that could break a tree in half.
Yeah.
They'll bend a pipe.
Yep.
There's a whole myth.
I want to get in that water.
There's an old Cajun myth.
Me neither.
There's an old Cajun myth. It says the only way to get one of those alligator snapping turtles to let go of a bite is stick something up its butt.
You should start some kind of a donation thing that we can put up when you get closer to the show.
Yeah, if they want to donate now, they could go to afterthemission.net.
It's too early. It's too early.
I'm saying just for the veterans, though.
Right.
What happened to the names on the bottom, Dave?
Did you see the video?
They used to have our names on the bottom.
I think there's too many people up there. That's
Ricky, I heard that if you stick your finger up, I'm not kidding you. If a pit bull attacks you and you stick your finger in its ass, it runs away. Is that true?
Huh.
I noticed a few episodes ago. I don't
know what's going on. It's weird.
Are you guys familiar with Mr. Beast?
look, my fight name is Pitbull. And when I was in Thailand, this Thai girl tried to stick something up my ass, and then I realized she wasn't a girl, and I ran.
Oh, there you go. That's it. You sit back and enjoy it.
Hey, so Dave, did you see 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks? I sent you the video of that man's house. A Vietnam veteran got blown up. His eardrums got blown up. He was running out of a rice paddy. The airstrike dropped the bombs, blew his eardrums out for the percussion. He's been disabled since. He's living in a house that's so bad that termites left. He applied to 12 different VA and veteran organizations. None of them helped him. His floors were so bad they were falling through him. 3 months, I raised money. We went rip all his floors out and put the man's floors back. Wounded Warrior has little boxes all over my town for donations. And look, I know they help a lot of people, but I haven't seen Wounded Warrior in my community help one of these veterans out here. It's us, the small ones. It's like they ask all these big nonprofits with millions of dollars. I'm the one that's got to beg for money and go help the man. I donated $500 out of my own pocket in 3 days doing that man's floors. That's a shame our heroes live like that.
How do other countries handle like the vets, disabled vets and all that? I never even knew that, like compared to the United States.
They take care of them.
Well, probably good because Joe Biden sends them all the money.
You should get Jimmy the Bull. He used to build floors. Remember, Dave? Jimmy used to build floors.
Yeah.
Well, they, like what Rick is doing, and like what we do. When we do, what happens is, you think about us. There's millions of us all around the country. We don't even know that are helping people. We're not like. Just so happens Rick has a platform to raise awareness, and by him saying this, all these other people in their own towns can start doing something. Each community takes
extreme crisis, guys. Extreme crisis call for extreme measures. Our veterans being delayed and denied their benefits until they give up and die, living out in the street, being put last by our government. They rather take care of illegals running across the border, Medicaid, hotels. Our veterans being put last is an extreme crisis. So if I swim 2.2 miles, that's not going to get attention. 22 will. If I break that record in 2 years and do that, that's going to get national attention. Extreme crisis call for extreme measures. You got to do crazy extreme shit to get people's attention. And look, like I say, people say, when I did the bike ride, what if you get hit by a car? What if? The people I'm doing this for ran into a goddamn gunfight for us. I can swim. You know what I mean? It's no comparison to what they did, me worrying about an alligator. They rode on roads where they could get hit with what they call that? The things under the ground. The
IED.
Yeah.
IED.
They get it. Or they ran into buildings with bullets flying at them. I can swim with a damn alligator. You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't be a wuss, man. Step up,
Well, you're a good man, Ricky, for raising awareness and raising money and all the stuff you've been doing.
Well, I appreciate all your support.
Thanks for joining us as always, and hopefully everyone had a great Christmas weekend. And thanks for the guys who were on the Christmas Eve show. I know John wanted to make it, but he got home a little too late.
Yep.
And I guess we should do a New Year's Eve show too. You guys want to join us on New Year's Eve?
Definitely.
Yeah. You guys are going to be around. You're not going to be out partying somewhere. We'll go live New Year's Eve on Sunday.
And I can read Nightmare, but then I can read my.
You're not reading any poems on the air. I'm sorry.
What do you mean poems? It was the night before Christmas, Dave. You said I could read it. Then Jimmy got mad. He got mad after he did that. He texted me. He goes, "I got so mad at Dave. He smashed his wine glass."
'Twas the night before Christmas, went all through the house.
Do I need to make another Jimmy the Bull?
Not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
And then they went to Greg Fit on his Facebook page, right? It's Greg Fit, right?
What are you talking about?
Not Greg Fit. Rick Fit.
What are you talking about, Willis?
I'm wearing a whole bunch of hats.
He doesn't know.
Anybody
Go to Rick Fit and donate some money to the vets. Go to species.com. They still have the 30% off, Dave.
No, the sale's over. We'll have a New Year's Eve sale, though. Right. So we'll talk about that next week.
Go to CaptainProteinCookies.com because they got 40% off for the new year. That's right. And then go to our New Year's Eve show right there.
Only $20 now. That's great.
right?
And you should come out with a Ricky cookie. You can throw it in water. Look in the milk.
Oh, hold on! I got something left over. I gotta show Greg. Hold on.
Hey, he can make a Ricky cookie full of ephedrine and Viagra.
John, whenever he knows I'm about to end the show, he all of a sudden goes into all his promotions and
Greg.
But you can't hear him. He's just throwing stuff at the screen.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. I love that.
Those M&M ones. But Greg, look what I made for you.
Let me see.
Hold on.
Giant.
No way. Got all peanut butter cups?
Yes.
Man,
Do you
I'm
want?
just
Okay,
so-
so
Oh my God.
Send me
this
some
is
beef.
peanut butter chocolate. Do you want peanut butter inside of it and dark chocolate on the top, or raspberry jam and peanut butter on the top?
No,
No
just the
raspberry.
chocolate. No raspberry jam. Just like that.
Oh, so you want peanut butter and dark chocolate on top?
Right. The way you make the way you make
This is
those.
a giant one, though. This is like your arm.
Oh, I don't get
People
good.
are saying to sprinkle some Anadrol in there, George.
Yeah. Hey, George,
If
George,
you
how
do that,
fast
you'll be
do they
selling
eat
those
that?
things like crazy, George.
Wait,
make me some
let me put
bars.
my other hat on.
George, make me some bars for the
John,
sweat.
imagine putting like 25 milligrams of Anadrol in those cookies. He won't be able to keep them in stock.
That's
People will
right. That's right.
Hey, I would have done that when I was young.
And you know what?
Cookie.
It's a self-fulfilling product because the more you eat, the more you want, the more you grow.
Oh, dude, I would
Put a
masturbate.
little, put a
growing
little
and
weed
eating
in there,
growing.
then you'll really be eating them. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, George, make me a triathlon
Fentanyl
bar, please.
cookies.
Didn't
Not
they do
your
that
Ricky.
with
No,
Ultimate Orange?
that'll
Thanks,
kill you,
brother.
Armand.
No, that's beautiful. That's
If you put one
thanks for having
Dianabol
me,
pill in
man.
every cookie, and you could hide the taste of that Dianabol pill, you'll be a wealthy man, my friend.
They did that with Ultimate Orange. Remember that back in
Yeah,
the
but
day?
I'm like it's
putting drugs in
wonderful.
there?
I'm like George from A Wonderful Life. I'm not into the money.
I thought
I'm
it was
into-
ephedra in there.
Well,
No,
Larry,
they had D-ball in the Ultimate Orange.
You think
Hey,
so?
the Ultimate
Well,
Oh.
John, is
Hey,
that
but
that's
listen,
crazy.
I
Dave,
never.
Danny,
Well,
Danny,
the
Danny,
original formula, but the original hot stuff was the one that supposedly had methyl test
Right.
in it. It didn't.
Yeah, that.
Dan made Ultimate Orange, though.
Danny,
Ultimate
Danny made a
Orange,
drink.
the original, the first batch in the bathtub. Yes, that had
Oh.
some babanya in it, but
Hey.
the one that
Hey,
Champion
Danny.
Nutrition was selling, no,
Yeah.
it did not.
Oh, okay. All right.
Dave,
The
You
hot
can buy that powder, John? John.
Hot stuff.
You can buy just the powder.
Hey, Danny mixed a drink with that Ultimate Orange for a guy that was working out one time. He put way too many scoops of something else. The guy chugged it about 10 minutes or 15 minutes later. He's doing curls. He shit all over himself, ran to the bathroom and screaming at Danny, Danny, Danny. Danny brings him a pair of pants. The dude goes back and finishes workout.
That's hardcore. That's a hardcore guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask Danny. Danny's going to comment about that. Danny had that guy blow he shit all over the bench.
That's from the ephedrine. That's
Yeah,
from
but
the
he didn't even shower. He wiped his ass, put the new pants on, and went back and finished his set.
That's
I
a
like
hardcore
this
guy.
I like
Hey, Rick, where's your dog? Rick, where's your dog? Is your dog with you?
He's at home. I got another one. I got a Dogo Argentina. She's at police training right now. She's gonna be about 100 pounds. Man, they got a 500.
You gotta see Rick's dog that he goes with. Rick's dog's head is
Yeah,
is like
He
it's
brought it
like
to my
the
house.
size of a basketball.
He brought it to my
and the
house.
legs are the size of an ant.
Yeah.
I'm not.
He
All right.
goes
I've
everywhere
never
with
seen
me,
it.
man.
I'm not kidding you. It's right. Am I right, Rick?
Is it bigger than Larry's dog's head?
The head. The head is. I've never seen a dog. I don't know. It must have been made in the lab or something. I don't know.
He said a
Dog's
D-ball.
head
That's
is-
why.
I'm not kidding you.
He's
It
built
looks
like
like a
Lee
little
Priest.
cartoon from Bugs Bunny
All right.
dogs.
I got to
He looks
wrap
like
up,
Lee
guys.
Priest.
Thanks for joining us, Mr. G. I hope you had a great birthday, and
Yes.
we'll be back New Year's Eve live. Don't forget, catch us this coming Sunday. We'll probably be up around 9:30, 10 p.m. We'll probably go, knowing us, we'll probably go right to when the ball drops. So thanks for joining us, and have a great week. We'll see you on Sunday.
Thanks,
Never
Dave.
give up because God loves you, baby. Woo!